Good morning to you, and thank you for joining with me today. I want to talk about Jacob and Esau, a story in the Bible. They were twins. They were not identical. Esau was the outdoor man, he was a hunter, he was a man's man. In fact, he was Dad's favourite. Jacob, on the other hand, was quite quiet. His skin was smooth, almost as smooth as his tongue. He was a fly man. He was always on the lookout to get one over on his brother. Even when they come into the world, Jacob had a hold of his brother's ankle as if trying to pull him back. Now, even though they were twins, Esau was the older, and there were perks associated with that. He got the big slice of the family money. That didn't matter to Esau, but it sure did matter to Jacob. One day Jacob was cooking. Esau came in from the fields, he was starving, and he said to Jacob, "Give me some of that." And Jacob strikes a deal with Esau, and Esau ends up selling his birthright to Jacob for a bowl of stew. Esau was not the first nor the last to make such a deal, because often we do sell things that matter for something that's trivial. When you see somebody driving a big fancy car, but they admit they don't have time to spend with their children or partner, then you're talking to someone who's sold their birthright for a bowl of stew. When somebody tells you they don't really have time to take care of their health, or too busy to exercise or eat right, well, you're talking to somebody who's sold their birthright for a bowl of stew. And when somebody tells you they don't have too much time for the things of God, then likewise, that is sold for a bowl of stew. So here we have two brothers, one with too much ambition and the other perhaps with too much apathy. Given a choice, maybe apathy is the worst. It's been said there are two philosophies in life, the whatever and whatever it takes. Jacob went for whatever it takes. Esau had the whatever philosophy. He was probably content to hunt and fish and drink beer with his pals. He would be a good guy, but he becomes a footnote in history. Meanwhile, his brother becomes one of the superstars. Jacob was a competitor. His only goal was to win. And even if deceit was needed, that was okay. He even tried to deceive his old blind father, but he was to change. And the change took place at a place called Bethel when he had a dream where there's a ladder that goes up to heaven. And at Bethel, Jacob makes a deal with God. He prays. It's not a perfect prayer. It's one of those conditional prayers. You give me what I want, God, and I'll sign up for you. But Bethel did something to Jacob. He was not the same fellow as he had been before. He was a man with much more principle and character. You know, we can learn a lot from these old stories. Jacob was a twister at times, but he changed. And Esau, he was willing to trade important things for worthless things. We too can do that. Bethel has been good for Jacob, but soon his principle and his character is to be tested by that old fly man, his uncle Laban. Tune in next week if you can, and I'll tell you exactly what happened. But thanks for joining us.